Hi everyone, it's David from Sherwood Ford, the marketing manager at the dealership, and joining me on live video today to talk about the Motor Monday 3.5 liter V6 Ecoboost engine is my good friend Warren Harding.
Hello everyone.
Warren has been in the business for several years actually. I think it's coming up on 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years. And has been in various different roles in the dealership, sales, management, etc. But a little bit of history before that, decorated war veteran with the military in Canada. Served in Afghanistan,
Bosnia, Kosovo, Serbia.
Yeah, we've been around the world. Seen a few things, and some great trucks. So we're gonna touch base, and Warren being the product expert that I brought along today, we're gonna start off our very first ever Motor Monday to talk about various Ford engines and what makes them tick, and what makes them work, and what are the ins and outs, and all that cool stuff that maybe you have questions about. By the way, you can just leave a comment down in the Facebook comments. I won't be able to get to that answer right now, obviously we're live, but later on we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. If you just want to jot that note down in the comment section. If you have any feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Being our first weekly Motor Monday. So let's kick it off. We're standing here with a 2017 F-150. This is an XLT, and it is equipped with the 3.5 liter V6 Ecoboost. Now, this is the second generation.
This is the second generation that's come out, all new for 2017. And one of the big things you're going to find for difference between the first generation and the second generation is that you're going to be up to 375 horsepower and 470 horsepower foot-pounds of torque.
Right, 470 pounds-foot of torque. Now that's 50 more than the previous generation. 10 more horsepower. Torque is what gets you going, right?
Exactly.
Pulling power, towing power, capability that we're talking about here. But Ecoboost, everyone's heard this term Ecoboost. What's all the buzz about Ecoboost? Just what is it?
So the biggest benefit of having an Ecoboost engine is when you've got a V8, you know you've got the horsepower, you know you've got the torque.
Yep.
With having an Ecoboost engine, you've got a twin turbo powering it, and on the aluminum block engine. So you're going to wind up with, in a normal engine, you need to get up over 4,000, maybe 5,000 in order to hit those high torque levels. In this one, at 2,500 RPM, you're going to be at full torque.
Wow, so 470 pounds torque at 2,500 RPM. Just imagine you're pulling that boat out of the water on the ramp. Maybe you're at the RV park and you're towing that RV out of the park. There's a grade there. You got all that performance without getting into the high RPM bandwidth range, right?
Well, I was talking with a customer one day who was towing his fifth wheel, or not fifth wheel, but tow behind.
Yeah.
And he said that in his usual vehicle, he'd have to just mash on the gas, and when he'd be on the on-ramp, in order to enter onto the highway, he said, you know, he'd usually hit the highway doing about 80 to 90 kilometers an hour, and he almost got himself in trouble because when he looked down at his speedometer as he was entering that highway, he said that he was already up to 130 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
Posted speed limit being 110, but he wasn't expecting it to be that much.
No kidding.
That's the difference.
So we've got some key technologies that we're talking about in this powertrain. One of them being the twin turbo, right, that we just mentioned, which gives you a really good balance of power and economy. Now, some of the economy comes from a direct injection system that we're going to cover off next, one of the key technologies. So there's two components to this direct injection system that make up this engine. What are they?
Okay, so the two components for the direct engine are
direct injection.
Direct injection, thank you. You've got, essentially for every single cylinder, you've got two injectors going in. You've got one at the opening and then one going right into the cylinder itself. So what it's doing is it's actually prepping and making sure that when the fuel is actually igniting inside the piston, that it's getting the maximum ignition on it.
Right.
And then you also have like essentially a mist system. When it's putting the fuel in, it's putting it in as a mist. And so essentially, instead of it going in as a liquid, it's going in as a particle.
Right.
And when those particles ignite, you're not getting all of that wasted fuel that's actually going to wind up down in your manifold as waste.
Yeah, so we're talking about like atomization. So when, you know, for example, in the summertime, you want to cool yourself off, you might have a spray bottle with a little water, right?
That's exactly it.
And so the fuel system is atomizing through 2 injectors, one in the intake and one in the cylinder itself.
Yep.
To maximize fuel efficiency and as well as cooling of that engine, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And talking about fuel efficiency, we're talking about on the highway, we're talking around 13, 14 liters per 100 kilometers, city driving, and on the highway, 10 to 11 liters per 100 kilometers. So combined average, you're looking at around 12 liters per 100 kilometers from an engine with high performance. Fantastic fuel economy, am I right?
Oh, it's unbelievable, really, for an F-150, for any pickup truck for that matter.
Yeah.
You know, to be getting that kind of fuel economy. It's you can also contribute it. I mean, this generation 2 is phenomenal, but it's also because it's paired with that 10-speed transmission.
For sure,
we're getting that better fuel economy.
Right. So a 10-speed automatic transmission is paired only to the 3.5 liter V6 Ecoboost engine, right?
That's correct.
We got a 2.7 liter, we got a 3.5 liter, we got a 5 liter V8. So we're talking about the 3.5 liter Ecoboost that's paired with that 10-speed automatic. Why is that such an advantage?
So basically, Ford has had in the past the 6-speed transmission.
Yep.
So your 6-speed transmission, it was bulletproof. You know, it's not that we were having issues with it, but the simple fact is that I'm sure that most of you have ridden a bike before. So when you're riding a bike, when you go up that hill, if you're riding on a bicycle that maybe only has 6 speeds to choose from on it, just think about the amount of energy you've got to expend when you can't find that exact perfect gear to keep your forward motion going. Well, just translate it over to the same as a vehicle. You know, it's directly proportionate to being able to find that right gear to be in at all times to make the engine work less hard, because it's just the same as when you're pedaling a bike. You're expending all that energy, and you wind up getting tired out. You know?
Right.
Well, this is just fuel.
Well, let's put 10,000 pounds behind the truck and pull it, and boy, that 10-speed sure is going to make a difference, won't it?
That's exactly right, and it can choose exactly which one.
Yeah.
You know, you're not having to put it into any special modes in order to get it to have that maximum fuel efficiency.
You know, we're talking about working hard. A Ford built tough truck that's capable, it's smart, and it's efficient. And I want to touch on that toughness, that capability. You know, when you're just walking along casually, you're breathing pretty lightly, right? Breathing normally. But when you're towing, how hard is that engine working? How much air does it need to breathe, right? So something that we have in the engine is called twin independent variable cam timing. And this allows the engine to automatically adjust depending on how you're using your truck, right? So if you're just driving along, it's going to breathe lightly. And the cam timing is automatically going to adjust its intake and outtake valves. When you're really working the truck, it's going to breathe heavier, it's going to need more air, they're going to open up, and for a longer period of time, you're going to have a better, more efficient, more powerful engine that gives you that capability.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. We're going to save a lot of fuel because there's a couple of features more I'm going to touch base on, right? When it comes to, like, we're stopped at the stoplight. Do I need my truck running all the time?
Okay, so this is one of the great features that is now available is the auto start stop feature.
Yeah. Essentially
what it's going to do, you roll up to that red light. As long as your vehicle is at the proper cabin temperature, because Ford does recognize you want to be comfortable inside your vehicle.
Yep.
So, you know, if it's minus 30 and it's still minus 15 inside of your vehicle, the auto stop function isn't going to work for you.
Yep.
But as soon as you've got the cabin temperature up at a proper temperature that you want it to be at, you roll up to that stop sign, the engine shuts off.
Right.
Now, the moment that you take your foot off the brake, before you get from the brake over to the gas, it's already starting back up again. So it's a very, very smooth transmission.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Transition, excuse me. And it doesn't just work at stop signs or red lights. Just picture yourself being stuck in rush hour traffic. And you know that non-stop stop and go, stop and go.
Yeah.
And when you are talking about a pickup truck, you want to be saving on that fuel. That's the one thing that you don't need to be worried about is, oh boy, I'm stuck in rush hour traffic and I've got a quarter tank.
Yeah.
Am I going to make it out the other side?
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, and when you've got the auto stop start,
Yep.
you're not burning fuel. The
Yep.
other thing that it does for you is if you're ever doing hard deceleration,
Yes.
what would be the point of having the gas continue to
Well,
follow the engine?
when I've taken my foot off the gas pedal and I'm braking, I don't need to send fuel to the engine, do I?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Therefore, shuts off
Yeah.
when you're doing the braking, take your foot off the gas and boom.
Well, yeah, it's called aggressive engine deceleration shutoff, right?
Yes, that's it.
So and that's going to save you money on the fuel as well. Combined average 12 liters per 100 kilometers. Is there anything else that we should touch base on about the engine here? I know there's a lot more that we could talk about with Powertrain. Just wanted to highlight a few of those key feature technologies for you, and I think we've covered that pretty much today, right?
I think that one of the perils of talking too much is that it's kind of like trying to take a sip of water out of a fire hose.
For sure.
You're going to get some in your mouth.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot that's going to spray.
You don't have to do anything special to get ready to drive an EcoBoost. Just drive it like you normally would. Yep. Here's one thing I would have mentioned, and that is when you get out of your vehicle and it's idling, this engine works under very high pressure. Direct injection, high pressure system. You might hear, and it's completely normal operation, and that is the EcoBoost engines. Might sound like it's ticking. Yep. And that's only because of the high pressure system. Right.
Yep.
So nothing to be too concerned about.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the second generation F-150 3.5 liter EcoBoost, the 2017 F-150, available with this powertrain. You're going to love it. It's going to tow. It's going to do the capability that you're looking for. It's the efficiency that you want. And it's smart with all that new technology that we have. It's just outstanding in this second generation truck. Warren, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it. If you want to get a hold of Warren, he's here at the dealership, sherwoodford.ca. Give him a buzz, 780-449-3673. I'm David. I appreciate you dropping in and joining us today. And that will wrap it up for us today. Have a giant day, folks.